I'm gonna share it up.
All right. I gotta find it. Oh, here it is. Okay. I gotta find it. Oh, I'm gonna have to mute this because it's gonna have delay. Oh, here it is. You guys seen the live?
Mm-hmm.
All right, awesome. All right, let me share it up.
Wait, Taff, you got on pants? Me ain't got no pants now.
Please don't go.
Yeah, I know Rush God with no pants, dog.
Yeah. I mean, at my house, I got.
I
Wait,
got on pants, man. I did in my office, so I got on pants. I got on pants.
you would be in your office, and Betty's there with a sophisticated background. I
Man,
in front of
how Pinterest looking background. Easy.
facts, facts, exactly.
Listen, I got off my case now.
Listen, you just, I can't, I can't. All right, let me see. Why won't it let me expand? Ah, comments. Okay. All right, we're gonna just wait for Reina to get back, and then we're gonna. Oh, hey girl, you live long. I just call your name. I don't know why this thing keeps expanding. Oh, but okay, we lost her again.
In and out, in and out, in and out. Oh,
Okay,
yes.
you're back.
You work.
All right. Hold on. And we lost Reina again. Okay, as soon as Reina gets back, we're gonna get started. Say a little prayer and get this thing started.
So,
Rena need fire, man. Playing.
Don't Reina that man. Either that or she live Carol Bay, one or the other.
she back now, man.
Okay. All
Start
right.
quick, start quick.
Okay. Okay, Reina, you're back. So we're gonna bust a little prayer and then we're gonna get this thing started. Everybody close your eyes, bow your heads. Dear Lord, we thank you for bringing us together this evening. We thank you in advance for amazing conversations and all the amazing things that will proceed thereafter. Thank you in advance for all these amazing people and their amazing lives and a better tomorrow and a better day after that too. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Fun.
Amen.
Right. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So the last Let We Talk, as you guys know, we were talking about, just acclimating to the new norm from coronavirus. So we're going to pick up on that conversation right after I introduce our amazing panel for tonight. So we have returning what I like to call the silent beast, Miss Andretti, representing the lovely St. John, the Big Island.
Yes, good night, everyone. As you already know, my name is Andretti Samuel Williams. I am a real estate broker associate with Holiday Homes on St. John. I'm also a member of my family company, which is Aqua Blue Car Rental on St. John.
All right, Andretti, we appreciate you being with us again. And from The Rock, we have the music mogul, my boy Tafarai.
Good night, everybody. My name is Tafarai Francis. Everybody basically know me from playing music. I've been playing music for over 10 years now. Been in various bands from Pure Passion to Daddy Jones and the Crew, now with Spectrum, Backup, Pompa, BDJ. Also, the network administrator at the legislature, that's basically IT. So both of those stuff is what people basically know me for.
All right, thank you for being with us. I appreciate you. And then we have the lovely Miss Reina.
Hi, good night, everybody. My name is Reina Robinson, hailing from the island of St. Thomas, but my family from St. John. So we are on the same kind of Andretti. We are on the same kind of boat. But yeah, I'm the president of Live Wire Sports, a nonprofit organization that I started to try to help our student athletes get college scholarships to play the sport that they love.
Awesome. So we definitely gonna talk about that a little bit tonight. And then we have the one and only Mr. Aaron.
Good night, everybody. I don't know, Mr. Show Me Your Sexy Dance. Soca artist, Virgin Islands. A lot of people don't even know this, but I grew up in the Virgin Islands. Yes, Central High School, St. Croix, to be specific. And I'm just honored to be here with all these beautiful, amazing people that doing it in the community.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you guys again for sharing this platform with Society 340. Everybody, if anybody doesn't know, Society 340 was created for youth and young adult empowerment and career development. We're just here, to make a better VI. We want to have, for everyone to be able to just play on the same ball field and have the same opportunities and experiences. So I hope that more experiences and opportunities will come from things like this. So I appreciate you guys, and let's go. So like I said, the last one we were talking about, the new norm, our new normal with COVID. Reina, what's some things that you've had to adjust with, especially like with your nonprofit? Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Honestly, COVID put such a damper in so many things that we had planned for our Virgin Islands athletes. If COVID do a number, because remember, everybody know, even professional sports was
especially like with your nonprofit. Let's talk about that.
Everything really and truly in terms of the sporting world was just at a standstill. So it impacted us in a very negative way. But the good thing is that there are some things rolling in terms of the Department of Education, Sports and Athletics Division, and Sports Parks and Recreation. They did a bubble about for 3 weeks, and they did volleyball, softball, baseball, basketball. So they at least that was in there. They're gonna have a chance and opportunity to have film and be able to send away to colleges and do that. I mean, live wire wasn't a part of the bubble process, but if we could help out some students by them having their footage now, then that's what we're gonna do. So it it really it really hurt us though. I ain't even gonna lie. It was really devastating when COVID came around, and it was just like, okay, locally, no sports camp at all. No competitive sports, nothing. Basically from February, we've been shut down. We are about to be in December now, and there's nothing. So yeah.
Yeah. Definitely been having those same struggles here in St. John, and just trying to um find a way for the kids to do extracurricular activities safely, because I mean we can't stop them. They're gonna do it one way or the other. So it's just trying to figure out, how we can create a safe space for them. Because you could take the rims off the basketball courts, they're gonna build their own rim. You know what I mean? Like they're still gonna congregate. So, it's just that struggle on finding a way for them to do it safely. I know my little sister, she goes to IMG Academy, and that's in Sarasota, Florida. It's a boarding school, and she's going there for basketball, and they're doing pods. So you go to class with the pod, you practice with the pod, you go to lunch with a pod, you go to Walmart with a pod. And that way, God forbid, if there is a breakout, then it's easier to do contact tracing. So
Explain a little bit about the pods. How does that, when you use the term pods, what do you mean? Because I don't think everybody know what you when you say
I
that.
apologize. So it's a
I
pod.
thought you were talking about detergent, to be honest, but go
You know
ahead.
what?
I was like, she go in class with detergent. Cool.
So the pod is a group of 6 students. I believe it's 6. She may have to correct me, but I believe it's 6 students. And you just stay with that 6 students. So they call it pod, but it's just a group of students, and you dorm with them, you practice with them, you go to class with them, like you basically do everything with them. So hopefully you get along with those other 5 people. But I mean, it makes it easier that way. If there is a breakout, or if there is a case, then you're able to contact trace and figure out, um, because at first, I'm not gonna lie, at first I was like, wait, you going back to school, and you're gonna be on campus, you're gonna be practicing, like, but I appreciated them actually putting a plan in place and just trying, instead of just not trying.
Did she get to meet WNBA players while they were there at IMG? Did she get to meet any WNBA players while she was there? While they were there at IMG?
Yes. Don't
Okay,
ask their names,
that's good.
but I do know that she was able to. Yeah. So, what about you, Adam? What kind of challenges have you faced, or new adjustments have you had to make?
To be honest with you, life kind of took a 180, if you want to call it that. Yeah, 180. Just completely went left field, because I went from not working a 9 to 5, basically being on the road 24/7, and that being my main source of income, performing here, there, and everywhere. So now I think the last place I performed was in Anguilla. And then the first show for me that got canceled was a Caribbean festival that was happening in Orlando. And the governor for Orlando the night before announced that art events are shut down, no mass gatherings, blah, blah, blah. And then, for all entertainers across the Caribbean, the world really, we all wake up to a harsh reality, whether you was doing it full time or not. you wake up to a harsh reality, whether it was your full-time source of income or a part-time source of income. It was income that you was relying on regardless. So for me, I definitely had to, live on my savings for a few, and then go back to what I did before music, which was I doing construction now. I'm an aviation mechanic by trade. Did that in the military for 10. Huh?
I said, okay, jack of all trades.
Yeah, you gotta stay. You gotta look at Tafarai. I didn't know he was IT, and then he go play bass, and then you know what I'm saying, like what I mean, like
No,
all of
sorry,
we.
just a show off. That's a lot.
Yeah, you don't go out a lot. You don't go out a lot.
You ain't got to go out. That's a lot.
Yeah, so for me and a lot of entertainers that I've been talking to, it's been literally like waking up in a new world that really don't make sense. So I know for me, every day just trying to make sense of it all. And thank God they're letting us kind of, you can't stay at the bar, but you could order from the bar and then sit down over there and, them kind of things. So it gives you a little bit of hope. But on another tip, creatively, I know a lot of creatives are in like a dark space right now with this whole thing, because a lot of us create from the energy of interacting with people, whether you're very friendly or not. Just being in that vibe at a jam or at a festival or at an art basel, or whatever your medium is, whether you're painting, singing, playing, whatever, a lot of us draw from that. So I know for me, I've been kind of finding it hard to just draw inspiration for new stuff, but I do have new stuff at the same time. And I notice a lot of entertainers are trying to make sense of this new norm with that. You check what I'm saying? And especially within the territory, I can just say it. It's just it is not unknown that entertainment and arts has always been last on the priority list in the Virgin Islands. And if anybody want to, battle what I just say, feel free. I would love to talk to you and go back and forth about it. But I just feel like entertainment and arts has never been the forefront. We more so push towards tourism and stuff like that, which is fine. It's a tropical paradise. I get it. But with us being kind of like the stepchildren, in a sense, it's even harder for like an entertainer who going full time to now have no source of income, and then there's no stimulus, there's nothing in place for us versus like a fireman who have workman's camp and stuff like that set in place for them. You see what I'm saying? So that's like the long and short of my reality as an artist.
So it's funny that you touched on that, because on the last episode, Swanton made a good point saying, like, every island in the Caribbean has something different, arts wise. Anguilla, we're going Anguilla for music fest. We're going Antigua. We're going Saint Lucia. But it's funny because you said on the forefront for us is tourism. But what else do we have to offer other than white beaches and cheap rum?
Well, it's kind of weird to me that entertainment is not in that top section of priorities. I ain't saying entertainment have to be number one, right? But it's funny because when you come off the cruise ship, the first thing you're hearing is something beating some type of rhythm to welcome you to the Virgin Islands, right?
But that's the platform that you and Tafarai supposed to pick up and run with. I suppose.
Yeah, but it's one thing for me and Tafarai to play, right? But if you think of it this way, let's use Plaza Extra for example. If for Plaza Extra to open their doors, there has to be an accountant that has to show up to work. There has to be a stacker that has to show up to work. There has to be all these different people that show up to work for Plaza Extra to have a successful day to sell groceries to the community, right around, right? So with entertainment, and this is something that we spoke about this through different platforms all over, myself and everybody else. It's just we don't have a music industry or infrastructure set up in place for us to even say, hey, let's pick up and run with it in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no fail safes, there is no education, and all the stuff that goes into the infrastructure of like a Plaza Extra to sell you a bag of grapes. You see what I'm saying? You might think a bag of grapes is simple, but grapes don't. Last time I checked, the regular grapes you buy in the store don't grow in St. Croix or St. Thomas. They gotta get from wherever they get grapes from, right? So it takes individuals that wake up and punch a clock to do something specific within that organization to get you something as simple as grapes. You understand? So now when you look at something as simple, to you it might seem simple, like, okay, Kelly Jr., Tafarai, and a man on the cruise ship dock, and they welcoming tourists to the Virgin Islands. You might think to yourself, yeah, man, the man just wake up one day, tourism call them, and then boom, the man playing and they welcoming people, but it's not really that simple. You see what I'm saying? So for us to say things like, pick up and run with it, and I ain't saying that what you said was bad, because that would be the general consensus. It's just a little harder, it's a little difficult when you're in a place where entertainment is not in that top bracket of priorities for not only the government, but the culture itself. You see what I'm saying? And if you look at Jamaican culture, I'll use that as an example, and other cultures, but Jamaica in particular, you can't come tell a Jamaican nothing about dancehall and reggae. You probably gonna get a punch to the face. Like, that's because the culture backs it firsthand. And then now there's entities in place to take, cultivate that resource and now sell it and shop it and make an industry for the rest of the world to consume it, So, yeah.
A good
I
example.
think maybe we need to change the narrative. We probably need to try and collectively form a group to kind of put that out there. I mean, we could say all these different things, but at the same time, I think we all need to, in our age bracket, there's a lot of us that's creative. There's a lot of creative people out there. And I think we just need to come together and push it. We need to find a way to collectively come together and push it out there. Because the government really, honestly, as you stated, they ain't doing much. And look at our generation coming up. A lot of them is very, very talented, but they don't have the tools to push music if they are into music or, to do anything. So I think maybe right now, and you're doing a good thing with forming the 340 Society. I think that is excellent. And maybe that's the platform that we need to get things out there and start making it for us, because nobody else gonna give it to us. We have to do it.
Well, let me say that I agree with you 100%, but to add to what you just said, think of it this way. If you walk into a room and you have the title U.S. Virgin Islands Department of Entertainment, if that's your title walking into a record label versus me walking into the room as DPM&M Marketing Director, you see what I'm saying? The weight that the government title has over, you know what I'm saying? It's different. It's way different. And that's where you have to kind of say, like, okay, we don't need the government as much, but if the government was to have their push in it in some form,
easier,
we would get a lot farther. You see what I'm saying?
But we need to hold them accountable. We need to, go out there and try to see those people that's involved and talk to them and see how we could push it. I feel if we do it as a team and a group of people going out there and pushing it, they're gonna gotta listen to us at some point.
Very true. But at the same time, what you don't want to do is you don't want to, for example, you don't want to walk into a New York radio station as like this rebel force, and then when they go fact check you and they realize your government don't have nothing to do with you, it looks as if your house is not in order. You see what I'm saying? So trust me, I am with all of that. Everything that you just said, I am with it 100%. Trust me, I've been doing it, right? But at the same time, it's just a different feel, man. It's like anybody that understands politics, you just can't fight it. You just can't fight it. When that flag get waved and you don't have that cosign, it's like you literally lose the respect of the other countries, the other entities, because they're thinking in their head like, wait, there's something you ain't doing right if your government don't rock with you. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I think the best thing. Well, let me read one of the comments. Bryn Robinson said, "We're in a unique position as a territory, so we sometimes have to create opportunities slash infrastructure, not just for us, but for future generations." So
Facts.
I think that she makes an amazing point. So I think that all, the like mind people with the same ideas and the same drive and the experience and knowledge just needs to come together, put the plan in place, put the infrastructure in place, and then go to the government and say, listen, we ain't waiting on I no more. This is what we have. I don't have to do no work. We have all the persons, appropriate persons in place. And I think too, I am huge on network. I don't care. You could know A to Z, but at the end of the day, sometimes it's who you know. And the VI is filled with crazy talented people who are out there now changing the world. So we have to tap into that as well and say, listen, okay, we put this plan in place. We need our help because you guys, so basically they would be our fact check. Like, I ain't gonna call the names because but you get what I'm saying. Like, so you put
Yeah.
the time place and you go to them instead of waiting for them to do the work. Let's do the work. Let's put the group together. Let's do the work. Let's do the leg work. Let's put it together and then go to them and say, listen, we rocking with this and this is who we have backing us. So you would look crazy not to back us too.
It's worth a try, my son. It's worth a try.
Yeah.
Because we have to offer more than clear water and cheap rum. Like there's no
Facts.
about it. People go to
Facts.
Trinidad for carnival. Nobody comes here for our carnival. Why? We have some of the best musicians in the world. People should be traveling here for carnival, not just locals coming home. People should be traveling here for our parades. People should be traveling here for New Year's. People should be traveling here for Christmas. Like we should be a destination, a tourist destination. People go to New Orleans for Mardi Gras.
Mm.
I love New Orleans. I went to school there. It's the culture. But I love hair. All my friends who I graduated with that came here, they've been back year after year after year because you come here, you fall in love with our culture. We have so much to offer, but we can't offer it if the people that ain't coming. And they have to come looking for the culture, not looking for the cheap rum and
Well, I feel the only way you're gonna change that narrative is if everybody looks at entertainment as a resource instead of it being a party trick. You
facts.
see what I'm saying?
Facts.
When the community and the government realize that, hey, we have a resource, because Tafari could tell you there's bands, musicians, producers, artists all throughout the Caribbean that would say with a big chest, the Virgin Islands music is something that only the Virgin Islands people could do. Like you cannot replicate a rhythm from the Virgin Islands if you don't know what back sounds to use, what bass line to put behind it, and them kind of thing. You see what I'm saying? So it's like we have a unique resource, which is music, not just a cool party trick whenever, Christmas time come around or this time come around or whatever time come around. And I feel like that's what needs to happen. The mentality has to change in order for that narrative to change in the way that you was talking about.
Yeah, but we gotta take a step.
No,
Yeah.
facts. And I'm with it. Like I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think sometimes we talk a lot about things and we say we want to do stuff and then we gotta be more consistent with it because we deserve more. Like you guys deserve more. You know what I mean? Like Tafarai could play any friggin' song on a guitar. That's crazy. Like that's
Yep.
crazy. You know what I
I
mean?
think what we really have to do is probably change the approach and make them believe that they could trust in the approach. I feel like the approach we're using right now, they probably don't believe in it.
Right.
Mm.
And I think like if you change our approach, like show them we could do it a different way, they'll more support it, and then we could go from there.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. So Tafarai, you could touch a little bit too on how, because I mean I don't know if I'm jack of all trades, but you Jack and Jill of all trades. Like you just
Well, COVID mashed me up the real way this year because like this year, honestly, was like one of the first times like I put myself first in my career. Like I've been playing with bands steady, steady, steady. So like this year, I tell myself like I can put myself first. So for Carnival, I already set up my whole schedule. Like I was balancing between 3 bands. I had Party Monarch to do. I had the 2 Calypso shows to do. And then COVID just dropped. So I just like, wow, I had all this work and then just COVID just dropped on me. So COVID put some blows on me for Carnival for sure, for sure, for sure. Um, I ain't been Angola in over a year. Angola is like my second home. So that's more blows again.
Yeah. But
Yes.
let me ask you, Andretti, this is for you too, and Reina. Has COVID forced you guys though to think outside of the box? And like,
Definitely.
has it been almost, I don't want to say bittersweet, but has anything good come out of the challenges that you faced for COVID?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Like since COVID, I had like more time to focus on myself. Like all my gigs were canceled, like couldn't travel and do anything. So like while I was just telling her about a different approach, I decided to do that with myself. So like I started to do the covers more like I just see on Facebook and so. And I was able to do a EP for Christmas. Like I always had that idea in my head, but I never had the time to execute it. So like I put out an EP. Since COVID, I have homeschooling, so I spending more time with my daughter. So like some good stuff come out of it. More good than bad, but you gotta live with it.
Yeah.
Mm.
For me, as far as for work, as I mentioned before, it was very sweet when it comes to the real estate industry, because we were still active and we still are active. But it did allow me to kind of sit down and realize what is more needed when it comes to the Virgin Islands, which is, being able to talk to the younger generation and even our generation about money and finance. I don't think that is talked about often. And right now, as Adam had said, having to dip into savings, not everybody had savings. So it kind of helped me to realize that there's a need. So I was able to do a little bit of research. Soon I would be dropping something. But it's just to get our community aware of money and financing. So
yeah, definitely. I think that's one the thing that we lack, especially for our generation, financial literacy. Just because things were so different, even like buying property. Buying property was so different for our parents, you know what I mean? And so I think because it was so different, now they don't really know how to teach us what's the right way. We train to just save for a rainy day, not invest for a rainy day. So I just think we really have to change our mindset, because you save for a rainy day and then it rains, and then what? And I always say money in the bank, it loses value every day. So now I ain't saying don't save the money and don't put your money in your bank, but you know what I'm saying? Like you have to invest. You have to create generational wealth. And I think that's definitely something that we weren't raised to do. We were raised to, work hard and, pay your bills and, but we weren't raised to create wealth. You know what I mean? We weren't raised to. I have the mindset of, I don't care if I'm qualified. I'm not gonna ask if I'm qualified. I'm gonna apply. I'm going to go for it, because the worst thing that's gonna happen is they're gonna say no. You know what I mean? So yeah. I think that.
And then you're working on a plan.
Exactly. And I would tell people all the time, like, so I was bartending for Pirate Club back before Irma. And I would tell people all the time, it doesn't matter if I bartend for 10 years and you bartend for 2 days. When you start, we all have to go through the same training. Doesn't matter how long you bartend for. So it's like, just go for it. You only have one way to learn. And every job you apply for, they ask what experience you have. Oh, you didn't get an experience. So I think that's something we lack a lot of times. People don't want to give us the opportunities, but then you want us to have experience. Yep. So, I think that's one of the good things that came from COVID as well, because it kind of forced people to aspire, like actually go and do the little side hustle or the little thing that they were planning to do on the side, because now it's like you ain't got a choice. It's either you're gonna do that or you're not gonna pay your bills. And now you have all this extra time. So it's like everybody everybody has a trade now. Everybody is making money. People selling clothes, people selling food, Tafarai making covers, like you know what I mean? Like, so I think that's definitely a good thing that came from COVID. What about you, Reina?
Two good things. Well, a lot of good things came from COVID in terms of what I wanted to do. But two main things that came from COVID was I had a chance to reflect on Livewire and see where I wanted it to go. I got to do some legal work with it to make sure on the nonprofit side it's good, good standing, all of that kind of stuff. And then, like you say, investing. I invest in the stock market now. Like I into stocks, and I just start to learn. I ain't planning on getting rich overnight, but
You might carry.
well, listen. I watched this video with this black guy, and basically how he started to talk in the video, it grabbed my attention because some of the things that he said was like, if somebody coming to you and they're talking to you about stocks and they have on a suit, don't listen to them, because all they want to do is really take your money. And then he talked about, them involving more black people into learning about the stock market, because that's something we've never been introduced to, because our parents wasn't introduced to it, so we weren't introduced to it. And like as it went on, listen, the video is 4 hours long, but I watched the whole thing. I got my mother to watch it. I get so many people in our community right now to watch the video because it was so intriguing that he didn't want you to spend $10 to watch the video about learning the stock market. He said all his information is free, because if we could win as a community, then everybody, we all growing, we all, winning. Is not like, oh, well, I winning and I'm making all this money and I ain't sharing my knowledge with somebody else. He's like, no, share all the knowledge you can with everybody, He said, because, at the end of the day, if they see you making money, they're going to want to know how you're making the money. So get them in on the money train too. So I started to learn about so many things in dealing with the stock market. And I'm telling you guys, if you're not involved right now, get involved, do your research. You don't have to buy Amazon stock that costs $3,000 per share. You could buy NEO, you could buy there's one called Romeo Power. Actually, the CEO is from St. Thomas, Lionel Selwood. He went to CAHS with me. He's now the CEO of a power company that's going to start making batteries for like Tesla cars and like NEO cars. And like, so get into that. Buy them stocks when there's $15 and $8 per share and $5 per share. So by the time you get to $100, $300, $400, you already, you invested, and you able to put a down payment on your house. You're able to do things, and you're not in that, I don't want to say generational curse, but like you say, you're able to create generational wealth. So now you have children, your children able to, reap the benefits of what you did, your investment, and you teach them so they could teach their children and they continue to grow. And, you don't have to continue to say, oh, well, the government ain't doing this for me, or this job ain't doing it for me. So, I struggling, or I hate it here, or whatever. Sometimes you gotta make your own little pathway, dig your own little, tunnel, and continue to grow and become a homeowner one day, a business owner one day, drive a Tesla. We on Facebook every day, and so many people is not invested in Facebook stocks. We on Zoom right now, and so many people not invested in Zoom stocks. Like, invest in the things that you do use every day.
Right. I agree. So wait, before we continue.
Wait, before we continue, Lorena, send me that for our video, okay?
I will, I got you.
Okay, yeah, so everybody is asking for the link in the comments. So you're gonna have to share the link, and then Andretti Wacklin is asking for the name of the book as well. So I have to share that definitely.
I actually have several books and I wrote them down that I would like to share with everybody. So I guess, I don't know how we could share it, but I'll send it to you.
You can make a post.
Yeah.
You can make a post after the live.
There we go. We're gonna make a post after the live. Done. Yeah, I completely agree. And I think also that we have to have more of the mindset, even when we're going into opportunity, you have to go in. I never want to be anywhere for more than 5 years. So whether I'm working at McDonald's or St. John Community Foundation, I go in with a plan. So I don't mind starting on the bottom. Okay, so Reina posted the link in the comments, everybody who was interested. And then we'll share the post with the name of the book. But yeah, I feel like you have to have a plan in every situation that you're in. It doesn't matter the job. Okay, yeah, sorry. It's shared, guys. It doesn't matter the job. You have to have a plan. So you go in and you kind of learn your way around, and you say, okay, so by next month, I want to make sure I'm the supervisor. And then by then I want to make sure I'm the manager. And after I reach the manager, I'm going to work that for 6 months and then on to the next goal. So I think we're raised, or we have the mindset of, I just need a job so I could pay my rent. But you have to, we got to change the mindset, man. It's we deserve so much more. And I think also because not only us, but our parents work so hard, you know what I mean? They work so hard. So we just have to do more. But I don't know how we change that mindset. And like I said, because things have changed so much from when our parents were investing and what our parents were doing. And then too, it's funny because I feel like sometimes our parents, they don't want to, we're such resilient. Like the VIA, I don't think there's anywhere in the world that's as resilient as us. That's just how I feel. And I feel like sometimes our parents, they don't want to nurture us too much because they want us to learn on your own. But sometimes it puts us behind. What do you guys think?
I totally agree with that. When it comes to the parents, put in, and Chico is kind of similar in the sense that if you want to go and, be successful, you have to kind of work for it yourself. But, speaking as from my parents, my dad, he gave us a platform to kind of help us, with the starting. For my sisters and my brother and I, he always installed that you have to do this and this and this. You start from the bottom, work your way up. I know that a lot of people in the younger generation, they're worried about fast money and how to just quickly get paid. They're not worried about, okay, what I need to do to work to get to this part. And I think that in the house, we need to kind of change that, I really don't know how else to explain it, but I think it starts at home when it comes to putting that drive into your child or instilling it into kids growing up now.
What about you, Tafarai?
I totally agree. It starts at home. You have to inspire your child, motivate your child, show them what's right from wrong, and just show them you have to do certain things to reach certain places. If you don't do it, somebody else gonna do it and take a spot for you. So you have to put in a work, get wherever you want to get, and that's about it. But it starts at home. I totally agree.
You know what's crazy? I just always listen to a lot of successful people's, their history of their come up. And all of them seem to have the same thing in common. That feeling, I don't know if anybody ever deal with this before on this chat, right? But that feeling where it's like you're hungry and you really don't know if you're gonna be able to eat or not. Not saying you're like desolate broke now. I talking about like you hungry and you just don't know when you gonna eat again. And a lot of them have that same thing, whether they come from the suburbs or the ghetto or the Congo or Africa, whatever the case may be. It's like everybody just honing on that feeling of like, yo, tomorrow is not like, it's not certain. So I have to make a better tomorrow for myself. And I feel like a lot of us are already doing it. You know, when you made the introduction with everybody that's on this chat, we're all doing it in some form to where it's like, whether you're doing music, real estate, nonprofit, whatever the case may be, you making a better tomorrow for yourself or somebody else in some aspect. And I love what Reina did, because Reina literally did the one thing that I feel is the missing key with everything that we're doing right now, is that transfer of information and the willingness to give up the information. You see what I'm saying? Like, I would love to sit down with a young artist and tell him how to get his music on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, and show him how he could make money off of streams and this, that, and the third. I would love to do it. But the thing is, there's just a general consensus, whether it's in the Black community or the Caribbean community or whatever community, to it, it's like you just don't ask. You see what I'm saying? Like, if I see Tafarai doing good as an artist, I would never, as another artist, think to myself to say, "Hey, Taf, how you get that do?" You check what he's saying?
Yeah.
Unless we become partners and
Friends,
we
close
break
friends.
down. Yeah, we gotta break down all them egotistical walls for me and you to just say, "My boy, hey, how you do that?" You see what I'm saying? And I feel like it needs to be like that curtain needs to be lifted generally across the board, with stocks, with anything, with securing that generational wealth that Rena was talking about. I feel like just how this guy sat on YouTube for 4 hours and gave us free information, and I could guarantee you this man ain't never see the Virgin Islands in his life. But he's willing to give it to the world. And now there's Virgin Islanders that are making a better tomorrow for themselves just from this guy taking 4 hours out of his day. When last you hear somebody say, "I gonna take 4 hours out of my day to impart education and knowledge on somebody else"? That is unheard of. We don't do that. You see what I'm saying? And I just feel like we just need to find a way to make that more normal. Make it, even if we gotta make it cool, find an app or some, I don't know. But I feel like we just need to move in that direction more. And that's what gonna be the thing to really break this course. Like you had said, generational course. And generational courses they're real. If you see your father, your father do the same thing over and over, you're gonna do the same thing. And that's what a generational course really is in any aspect of anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think I just say this all the time. I think our problem is we have too much competitions instead of collaborations. If
Yeah.
me and you do the same thing,
Amen.
is there's enough room for us to both do it great. Like there's no reason why we both can't do it and do it great. Like it's just, but it goes back to the mindset. It goes back to the mindset. We have pride. Somebody in the comment, Caden, he said, I think a lot of us feel we won't get a response. But what I have to say about that is, well, that's the worst thing that gonna happen. You won't get the response, but still ask, because then you
Yeah.
did your part.
And no never kill nobody.
Hey, I don't get a lot of no's, okay? I
Facts.
get a lot of no's.
Facts.
But I don't see, I think it's our mindset, it's our, and then too, I think what the problem is because of how small we are, we don't get support from the government, we don't have as many opportunities. So I think one of the problems is it's like I'll have this awesome idea, but I'm scared to tell Adam because I feel like Adam will teeth my idea. You know what I mean? So I know that Adam could really help me take it to where it needs to be, but I feel like because Adam have maybe the finances or maybe the network, I gonna go to Adam, and instead of Adam helping me, Adam will just be like, well, I don't need VO. I could just run with this myself. Because honestly, that's been my fear for a lot of things. It's like I would try to maybe try to do it myself first because I might feel like, oh well, why would I go to Andretti if I'm interested in real estate? She's a broker. So you know what I mean? Like, and I would be competition to her. So why would I go to her? I'm gonna just try. So that's I'm gonna just try to do this by myself. Or why would I go to Tafarai? Because now I want to play guitar too, but then I might take some of his shine. So I think it's just a mindset and you know, I'm guilty of it too, because sometimes you might have a great idea, but I ain't gonna go to Adam if I know Adam got all the money, because then he gonna just do it himself. What he need me for, you know? So
Mhm.
I think that's a major problem too. It's just a lack of opportunities. It puts a fear in people. So I think we
You
just have
see,
to.
you see the thing with that, right? This is where education comes into play again. There's a little funny thing called NDAs, you know, non-disclosure agreements, and
Mm,
there's ways to
good.
do
Yes,
it. There
yes.
is ways to do it. So I
That's what we
understand.
lack. We lack education. We lack.
Yes, I understand the fear, but like Rena said, we access Facebook every day. Whether y'all want to believe it or not, Facebook is a very powerful tool, not just for ponging Millie all day and seeing who carrying who and all of this, that, and the third. You know. Like, you could use Facebook and YouTube and all these different medias to find out like, or just ask a question in a way where you ain't giving up your idea. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I feel like with that now, it would lessen the tension in
Mhm.
the room versus you already walking into the room expecting somebody to teach your idea. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like with anybody who's having that self-doubt, I really feel like we should speak to them in particular and just let them know that there's a million different routes to get to your destination. You just have to map it out and see what's the best route for you. Your route might not be go straight to the head honcho and he teach your idea and then know your idea gone bush. You could just take a little detour in a little small town, ask, you know, Rena, hey, how do I do this? And then you go across the street to the coffee shop and then you talk to Andretti, boom, bam, bam, and then you go down the road and then Tafarai lead you to me. And then you see what I'm saying? It might take you a little longer, but you're still gonna get to that destination same way. So it's like the analogy, I make the analogy because with something like that, you can't really say black and white because it's a lot of variables that go with that, you know. But that's the best way I feel that people need to put their mentality in when attacking something like that, you know.
But I also feel too that no matter how great your idea is, in most cases, one, somebody already thought of it before. Is
Mm-hmm.
where do you come up with an original idea?
Mm-hmm.
And two, no matter how great your service is, how awesome your product is, you cannot service everyone. That is
Mm-hmm.
possible. So if Tafarai playing bass, Tafarai can play bass at three different jam. One is in Thomas, one is in St. Croix, and one in Tatola on the same night.
Right.
Or one in Miami, one in. So him sharing that knowledge and somebody else learning how to play bass is not a bad thing. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
bad thing for you and somebody else to have the same company. Okay, you don't make cake. Everybody baking nowadays. You don't make cake. You think you're gonna be able to bake for every single person in the Virgin Islands? No, it's impossible. So why not? My both parents are teachers. I'm sorry, guys, but teach one. If you teach somebody something, they could teach somebody else, and then all of we could win. But it's like
Mm-hmm.
we don't have this mentality like, oh well, they're gonna teach my idea. And I don't never feel that way because I don't ever feel like my idea and somebody idea, even if we have the same blueprint, gonna be the same. I don't feel that way. I feel that I gonna put my spin on it and they're gonna put their spin on it. And at the end of the day, 50 people might like my spin, 100 people might like their spin. But that's just the reality of life. Everybody ain't gonna like everything that you have, no matter how great your product might be.
Right.
Some people may say they don't like how Tafarai play bass. And then everybody else could be like, nah, you crazy. But that's people's personal opinion. So when you come back to like the business aspect, everybody, Adam can't sing in Houston, Atlanta, and Dubai on the same night. So somebody else gotta go there. So if you put out your hand and say, you like this craft, I gonna help you hone your craft. So guess what? When I can't do a gig, you could do the gig. When I can't bake, you could bake. When I can't braid hair, you could braid hair. When I can't plan a party, you could do it. Like it
Great
don't have to
network.
always be this crab in a barrel. We pulling on each other because I thinking that you gonna go with everybody. You can't. It's impossible. It's impossible for someone to take all your clients.
Exactly. One of the viewers, Nakira, she said every grocery store selling bread,
Facts.
selling business, right?
Yeah.
Facts.
And I think a major
Bread
problem,
still selling.
I think a major problem too is it all goes back again. I don't get tired of me saying this, but our mindset. If somebody quote unquote steals my idea, then I inspired. Because now I'm influencing others to do the right thing. I ain't offended. I inspired that, I inspiring other people that now people want to, I guess, hop on the bandwagon and, and
Yeah.
you should be seen as you should feel like a leader, not Adam Ghana, he trying to do the same thing as me. Okay, I see Adam, Adam trying to do the same thing as me. So let me link up with Adam and let's do it together because now we're gonna be more powerful. Like, you can't take over the world by yourself. And you shouldn't want to.
There's another dynamic to that too. I feel like whenever people think about coming together to change something, right? They that's just generally people always think like, hey, we need to do this to change the world. We need to do this to change everything at once. And I gonna make this example and I hope it makes sense. But when you look at like the Jews in New York, I don't know if much people viewing here been to New York, but the Jews have like their own section of New York, right? And then you look at like the Arabs and these different cultures, right? They do what they do to enhance their culture and their community for their community. Now, when it comes to what we was talking about in sharing the information, right? If our community is solid and we have a solid foundation, and now we want to say, hey, we have proven that what we do works, and now we're going to share the information, you know how much more powerful that's going to be with sharing it. And then on top of that, you wouldn't even have to worry about people wanting it because they're going to see you up on that hill, all five are up there with big house on that hill. What do you ask? Like, they're going to be like, listen, whatever you doing, I want to do it too. Right. You check what I'm saying? And it with that, I just like when we was talking about the music thing and the stock thing and all these different things with wealth and stuff like that, I just feel like a lot of people need to get out of their mind with this whole concept of I gonna come together and we're gonna change the Virgin Islands. We're gonna change this. No. Focus on your little, if you live wrong the field, worry about wrong the field. If you live Christianstead, worry about Christianstead. If you live Cruise Bay, worry about Cruise Bay. You check what I'm saying? Because when 1, 2, 3 people come and they see, wow, that man over wrong the field doing good. The man on Bodo doing good. They gonna want to know how and why. You see what I'm saying? Right. And I feel like we just need to focus more on that because I feel like that's something, because you said in the beginning to where it's like we have said this, we have had these conversations so many times on so many different platforms over and over and over and over again. And I feel like that's the thing that's always been the failing factor with a lot of groups that has come together to try to change, is that they want to change and catch the big fish off rip. No, you see how right now we are live and we have 40 plus people. That 40 plus people is so impactful because imagine if 40 people was to tell one person to tune into the next live.
Right.
You check what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's 40 times 2.
Yeah, exactly.
And the next week and the next week and the next week. And then we will have this problem with, the government no support us and stuff like that. Because now we have the control and the power and the voice of the people in a positive way because we sowing and we investing into them.
Right.
So therefore, they're gonna want to do the same thing that we started. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, man, that's my little take on it.
I like that. Anybody else? One before I change the topic. Well, okay, so I'm glad we're talking about this. So what about we're talking about, me thinking that I don't want to teach my idea or whatever, but what about when I go to my father and they say, Daddy, I want to open a business. And he's like, yo, you crazy. Like, I feel
Mm.
like sometimes it'll be your own that is you have all the courage and you put this plan together and then you go and they're like, you crazy. You out your mind. Like, what would you suggest for somebody to do? Because now keep in mind, I looking up to my father. My father is a businessman. So I go into this businessman and I saying, and this is my father. I go into this businessman and I saying, listen, I want to do this, I want to do that. And he's saying, you're crazy.
Mm.
Prove him wrong. That's all I could
Mm.
say. You got to prove him wrong.
Yeah, but I feel like that's so easily said. But like, okay, for me, I've been blessed. I have a huge network. So I could prove him wrong because if I don't know, I have so many other people that I could go to. I could call Adam. I could call, you know what I mean? I could call Andretti. I could call Tafarai. But then you have people that don't have that network and they don't have the knowledge to know, well, okay, I could call this person. I could call that person. So if you don't know, you can't do. So Lani, she said that you definitely have to block the noise. Everybody won't see your vision. I think that's a great point too.
Yeah.
But I think that we have to create, and I guess I'm so passionate about that because that's really like my goal for Society 340 is to have that platform where if you want to be an engineer, you want to be an astronaut. I can't tell you how to be an astronaut, but Adam does. So I'm gonna tell you, okay, well, call Adam. We have to create a network where it doesn't matter what you want to do, we're gonna find somebody who can help you. But it all goes back to education. You know what I mean? And ignorance is bliss. So, I think we have to put in the work. And I think sometimes too, you create opportunities, but people don't really take advantage of them. And when I say that, you create an opportunity for someone as far as a job, but they see it as a job and not a career or not an opportunity to turn it into a career or take over. So again, goes back to mindset.
Mm.
Just gotta be open and willing to learn and work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I understand exactly where you're coming from with that question, because at the end of the day, you want your family to support anything that you put your all into.
That's
You
our
know.
goal, to make your family proud, right?
Yeah, and in your question, your scenario, in your question, you basically asking for daddy to give you that cosign, and he like, nah, you know. Um, I could speak from personal experience in the sense of I came from a Christian background, you know, grew up in a church. Mom is, when they call them people to pray for you at the end of service, my mother was definitely one of the people up in the front, you know what I'm saying? So for me now to be doing soca music, which definitely you can't go in no church and play no sexy dance, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, to answer your question, there is there's a fire that is born in particular people who come from these type of demographics, to where they just feel like a big fish in a small pan, you know. And no matter how many times somebody tell you no, you just feel like, the man, this pan small, my boy, like I can't move, I need to go to the bigger pan, right? But your family telling you, chill your big backside out, stay in the small pan, right? And after a while, I just make an example of myself, and I hope this really answers the question for anybody that's listening. You gonna get to that point where you're gonna just be like, listen, I cannot wake up another day in this small pond. I have to do something to get into a bigger pond. And I feel like when you get to that point, mommy, daddy, cousin, sister, auntie, wife, husband, whatever opinion is not going to matter. And you're going to go through an uncomfortable stage to where everybody going to be like, what she. You know what I'm saying? And like that disapproval. And you just have to fight through it. You have to fight through it because only you know what you're capable of and what you can achieve. They don't know. So you have to fight through it in order to, and I don't want you to fight through it to prove them wrong. Fight through it to achieve it for yourself. Because if you fight through it to prove them wrong, you're doing it for the wrong purpose.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you don't want to fight through something to prove people wrong and then end up losing yourself and then come out on the next side a different version of what you're supposed to be. You see what I'm saying? So do it for yourself. And like the person saying, come on, block out the noise, do whatever you have to do, rub your ear before you go sleep, calm yourself down, whatever, and fight through it. That's the best way I could answer that question from my perspective. Yeah.
Makes sense, Dad. Makes sense.
I agree totally. Just believe in yourself, believe in your dream, and at the end of the day, sometimes you know you might not get it back in that you need at that moment, but then when people see you walking, then they're gonna come along. And then if it don't work at the end of the day, you could always say, at least you tried.
Right.
Facts.
Yeah. Yeah. I think one of the problems is, hair, especially on St. John. A village raises a child. So sometimes we look to not only our parents, but to our community for like the reassurance or like you're doing a good job, or like, it has such a huge effect because we grew up where, Andretti mother or Andretti auntie, Andretti grandmother, she could scold me, she could, you know what I mean? And so a village raises a child, and I think that's why we look so much for that reassurance that, man, Adam, you're doing a good job. You know what I mean? You're doing a good job, because that's how we come up. Also, I feel like that's why we're so much we have that, I don't know how to say, but if you understand what I'm saying.
Approval from the older generation.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, the reason why I does, for me, and everybody's different, I am driven based on people's negative energy. So for me, when I say I like to prove people wrong, at the same time, I'm focusing on me and what I want to do. But then at the same time, I'm going to show you that I could do it, and then I'm going to do what I need to do. Right. Tap into the resources that I need to tap into. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of things that you could do that a lot of people wouldn't approve of, especially your parents, or anybody that you talk to that you think would give you a positive feedback. But for me, when I say, to prove them wrong, I'm just basically saying that use that as a fuel to help you move along, you know?
Yeah, use it as motivation, basically.
Yeah, to me, it's motivation. That's what gonna keep me going. But everybody's different. Everybody handles situations differently.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go to the comments real quick. We have Brian. He said, less worrying about the next. Oh, wait, hold on. I commented too quick. Less worrying about the next girl or guy to grind on, and more thinking about the next goal to get your grind on.
Yes.
Well, I teach a lyric, boy.
Jenny said, sometimes a person putting down your goals is more related to that person and their insecurities. It has nothing to do with you and your actual goal. You have to pay attention. Sorry, it's moving. You have to pay attention. Oh, geez, I commented too quick. Hold on. You have to pay attention to the people you're going to. Don't go to the person that never took a risk to get advice on taking a risk. Come on. Are you preaching tonight, man?
I'm telling you, gems.
Brittany Prince said, great advice. sometimes that's their generation, though they don't always know better, so never take it personal. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, my father grew up Tatola, and so he British. In every girls have to go to school, man have to walk. Like, that's what it is. I mean, there's no gray area. It's black or white, and that's it, and that's all. So I have to keep that in mind. You have to know your parents and what their limitations are. And also you have to remember where they come from and how it was for them. So sometimes it's hard for them to see it in a different light. So I think you also have to keep that in mind. And Janice made a great point. You can't go to somebody, who never take a risk and asking them about taking a risk if they never did. So I think we have some good. This is good. This is good, guys. This is really good. So there was something I was gonna say and I forgot. So let's go on the thankful piece. We just passed Thanksgiving. So we talked about everything that we're doing wrong. So let's talk about some good things that we're doing right. What's some things that you guys are thankful for just in our community, in our little love city, Rock City, and Twin City?
I have to say, I'm very thankful for some of our community members. As you've probably already said many times, we have a handful of people that, the older generation that look at what we're doing. And sometimes they see you down the street and they say, hey, I see what you're doing and you're doing a great job. Keep it up. Like, that is motivation. And we have that a lot here on St. John specifically.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like a lot of people that, watch us grow up from a little child all the way up, they're always there encouraging you to do more. So I'm very thankful for the community members here in St. John.
What about you, Reina?
I thankful for what with the whole COVID situation. I've been very thankful that I don't want to say like we didn't have a lot of like debts, but compared to like some people that I know like that lost like their whole like entire family in the States, like mother, father, brother, sister, niece, nephew, like the whole family. Like I feel like I'm thankful that it spared at least my family, and we, continuing to do the things that we're supposed to do to try to keep um, um, away from getting it. But also, I'm thankful that the government, our Virgin Islands government, took a very proactive stance when it came to that no mask, no service thing. In a lot of places, they did not do that, and their cases was through the roof. So I was thankful that they did take a proactive step in making sure that we at least had on our masks to go into to establishments. Whether people were following the rules or not, that's a whole nother conversation. But I was thankful that that they did those things to be able to try to help our community numbers to be low when it comes to COVID-19.
What about you, Adam?
I'm thankful for the ability to really step back and analyze everything really. I feel like for me, prior to COVID, I was going so fast, doing so much, getting so much done, that you tend to just miss stuff, and it might seem little to you while you're going 100 miles an hour, but if you drive in a car going 100 miles an hour and you have a small leak in your tire, that leak will get big eventually, and then roadside assistance. So for me, that was the biggest thing that I was grateful for with COVID. Just kind of really being able to sit back and clean up house, you know what I mean? Like, just really do a spring cleaning on everything: finances, relationships, emotions, having time to even address mental health for myself, which is something I always used to kind of put last on the priority list. And I feel like a lot of Caribbean people do, period, because we just designed to just go, we designed to just
Yeah.
go, walk, achieve, and do it again. We did never sit back and be like, hey, when last you been to a therapist, my boy? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when last you been on the block and you hear a man say, yeah, my boy, I went to the therapist today, man, had a good session. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have never heard that in my life.
Yeah, because like every time, even I mean, it doesn't matter. You could break your leg, you could have a headache. They're gonna say drink some water or go take a soap. That's the cure for
Yeah.
everything. Hey.
Facts. And I mean, even like what we're doing right now, like I don't even think we would be doing this right now if it wasn't. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Bucks.
yeah. And I feel like these are important things. Like, I gonna watch this video, this 4 hour video where we get for this thing, and it's because of this platform. And so I just I appreciative and thankful for that. Even though we are apart and we distancing and stuff, I feel like we coming closer together in different ways that we wasn't before. Even though, because the thing is, we had Zoom this whole time. We had all these platforms, but nobody were using it.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
at this capacity. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely
It's
makes you appreciate too. It makes you appreciate, just people, because
mhm.
you can't embrace, you can't celebrate birthdays, you can't go to dinner, you can't, so it makes you appreciate people, like, and just
Yeah,
human presence, like the presence of another person. It really
facts.
makes you appreciate it.
Yep.
What about you, Safari?
Well, like Adam say, like before COVID, like I was going fast, non-stop. So like when COVID hit, I was able to slow down, think. Were able to create a platform for myself. So I was thankful for that to like show people a different approach or a different way how I could play my instrument, and like it showed me like people appreciate it and really like it. Thankful, like I say, my daughter in homeschool now, and I work in like staggered hours with work. So spending a lot of time with her. I really thankful for that. Thankful for for the government, kinda. But I know basically what they're doing is for our own good. So I thankful for that, even though like they're hurting us in a at the same time.
Yeah, and then too, I think sometimes we don't realize the position that they're in. I feel sometimes it's just a lose,
Yeah.
no matter what they do,
Sometimes they
we're
don't have a choice. Sometimes
please,
they don't have a choice. Yeah.
So I'm not taking anything away from what they're not doing or what they should be doing, but I'm just saying that I'm happy that they're in that position and not
Yeah.
me.
And I just thankful for family, man. And just hopefully this COVID thing goes soon. We could get back to normal and go go.
Yeah, definitely. Um, for me, I think I'm thankful for, you watch the news and you see all these things that going on in the States. You get pulled over, you got people
Oh,
hands
yeah,
up, have to,
definitely.
I thankful to be here. Like, I thankful to call this place home, because I think sometimes we don't realize how good we have it. Just to be free. I could go down the road without my seatbelt on, and sometimes we don't carry on with the police them, and you don't realize that you can't do that in America. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? There's this whole race war going on, and you know, black lives being taken, kids being snatched up. Like, it's so much going on, and I just sleep with my doors open, you know what I mean? And it's just so that, like, I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for St. John. I'm thankful like I could go to the gas station and, tell Uncle Joe, oh God, I forgot my wallet home. I'm gonna catch you, tomorrow. Because, he know where I live. So if I don't catch him tomorrow, you know what I mean? Like, those are the things that, I think just the small things that we take for granted. And like Andretti mentioned, like our community, like, you have a lot of seniors and a lot of older heads who watching us, and they're proud of us, and they're not they're humble enough to tell us that they're proud of us. I think sometimes we'd be so quick to talk melee and pong this, but we don't say, wow, I see that good thing that Tafarai doing, like he got this. But you know, if we see Tafarai in a jam with some girl that we don't think is his girl, we're gonna be in
Don't tell
every
me
chat, you know, but anything positive that
they
don't
want
shared in the group chat, you know. So
Hmm.
sorry,
Hmm.
I'm supposed to be saying on things that we're kind of
Hmm.
the negative. I'm gonna stay on track. But like, yeah, that's I thankful for St. John, to be 100% honest and everything that it offers. I I just hope that you know we could fix the things that need to be fixed, and I'm thankful for small beginnings. You know, Society Tree for is a small beginning. Even like Adam was saying, it the last like right now we have like 29 views. Before it was like 40 something. I think the highest number we went up to was like 60 something. But the first episode I Let We Talk, if you look at it now, it has over 4,000 views. You know what I mean? So things don't happen overnight, and they shouldn't. And
Yeah.
so I thankful for small beginnings, and I'm excited for our future. So I hope that we're you know consistent with this, and that this platform creates more platforms, and we do what we gotta do. So in the beginning we were talking about you know entertainment, and so Adam and Tafari, I hold an eye to that. You know, we got you know create that platform and create that group. So the next Let We Talk, I'm gonna have to come back with an update how
for
good
sure.
we're doing, and where we're
For
at.
sure.
But, no, but for real though, like we have to create. We have to come here for more than white sun and Fusion rum and painkillers and stuff like that. So
Well, I glad you said that because I want to say this and it gonna sound double edged swordish, right? But hear me out. I am thankful that COVID actually forced a lot of people to move back to the Virgin Islands. And when I say people, I mean professionals, right? People who are professional industries in the United States and now they're back home. Now, with that, I say that because of this. I just feel like for the longest time, the Virgin Islands has been at a shortage of industry professionals doing the right job. You see what I'm saying? And I don't want anybody to feel offended by that. But if you're the right person for the right job, I feel you should have that position. And it shouldn't just be my partner and my cousin and my auntie that I just want to have, hook them up with this, that, and the third. And then you go to the DMV, and then it's like, what in the world did I just walk into? Because the person in charge just really don't know what they're doing, but they ain't gonna say it because we prideful Virgin Islanders. Of course, by rights, you have to be a prideful Virgin Islander. But pride does only go so far, because if I can't get my license plate, your pride and my license plate ain't meshing right now, my boy. And you need to get out of that position and let industry professional run this DMV right. You see what I'm saying? So
but we don't offer the training. We have these positions that need to be filled, so they're just filled. So we go in
correct.
and we're upset, but we don't offer the training, we don't offer the education, we don't offer the opportunities.
Correct. But where does the training come from? The right training comes from someone who has successfully ran a DMV. You see what I'm saying? Like, say for example, if I ran the Georgia DMV flawless and I could show you my numbers, boom, bam, bam. Who you want to get a training from? Me or your auntie who running the DMV right now? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I say that with a lot of caution because it could be taken way out of context.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to be like, what the hell is boy talking about? Bam, bam, bam. But for real, like, I just feel like we need more qualified Virgin Islanders to come back home and really invest that knowledge and that training back into the community, because we really need it. We really, really, really need it, for real.
Yeah, we do. I agree with you. I think also a lot of people, when it comes to the government agencies, the consistency needs to be there. I feel like today is one thing, tomorrow is another thing.
Yeah.
And you're just in a loop trying to figure out wherever.
Yeah.
So I think they need like policies and procedures, so when the next person come in, everybody on the same page. But
Facts.
we're gonna leave that.
Facts.
It's like one day you
Tough,
need
sort it out.
to get something, then the next day the requirements change for this, then tomorrow I gonna need this to get my, like, it's just like, bruh.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. But I feel like like Adam, you made a great point. I think that sometimes a lot of us, we leave and we get so comfortable in America because we start
Mhm.
doing good, but we forget that we gotta come back home and offer them skills, offer the training.
For the
Even
knowledge.
and sometimes you don't even have to move. Just come for a meanwhile, have your little plan in place, and just come back just for a second.
Yeah, there's so many grant programs and stuff that just sit idle and don't even get used, because nobody even knows about it, one. And two, it doesn't get utilized, so it goes to another account and it I ain't even gonna get into that as a whole nother conversation. But y'all get where I'm coming from in that aspect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bianca said in the comments that, and that's sad because that's one of the first things we learned in any industry in America: policies and procedures.
Yeah.
Policies and procedures. But um, Senator Janelle Saro, she made a good comment on the last Let We Talk episode. She said sometimes we don't really, we complain, but it's falling on deaf ears because, for instance, people complaining, oh my God, I don't know, Adam, I don't know when last you've been to St. John, but the roads,
Hmm.
Wow.
and so it's funny because every
Well,
time,
last time I went, I ride a donkey the whole way through, So the road up up
I'm
here
gonna let you have that one.
that is not even funny. For real. So, Janelle and different senators come up here and people go to them complaining about the road.
Mm.
But she doesn't fix the road. Public works.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So sometimes we don't really follow the chain of command. So you complain to public works. If public works doesn't get there, then you go to the administration and then go to so sometimes, we just, or we don't complain. We go to work or we complain. And so I think that we just have to
Or repost it.
that.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
I think this goes back to the industry professionals once again, because even with that, it's like Swanks had actually make a post a time a while back that he had made the most sense in the world to be. He said something along the lines that, to me, I feel the governors and the senators just drive on a different road because there's no way they drive it at the same roads as us for years and can't say to themselves, man, we should fix this road. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there is no way, like, there is no city you could talk about right now in America. And I know we just always compare ourselves to America, but listen to me, people. We are the United States Virgin Islands. There is no reason why we're supposed to be crying for this long with all the federal money and all kind of thing, $20 million to fix the airport and all. I could go on and on and on and on. And we still have to be bragadamen to walk. Like,
I don't really brag at them. Like the real way, okay?
Yeah, man. And we just, like you said, policies, we need the right people to hold these men accountable, because there's a lot of things that we hear talking about and we don't even know what's the right procedure, who to talk to. You know what I'm saying? Like Senator Sarah was saying and stuff like that. So it's like, you get the right people in place, I feel they're gonna get done. That's just my take on it, because there's no way somebody who's coming in the door with passion and the
Right.
and a group of people at that, not just one, two. I talking about like 12 industry professionals just take over the DMV. I don't think we have no problems with DMV. That's just me. That's just me.
I just want to make a disclaimer to all my friends on DMV. I didn't say nothing bad about the DMV, so I don't give me no hell when
Oh yeah, I sorry. I keep saying DMV, but it'll roll off the tongue so easy. So
to make that clear, I love our DMV and St. John. Okay, I love IO. Just I got rid of my card, like my sticker says 11. So don't my Adam, I is the best, okay? Guys,
Hey, I
don't got
sorry,
your
guys.
hands
I
getting
sorry.
exposed.
The DMV are taking care of me too, right? So, guys, I know I hate to keep picking at eye, but the DMV is just easy to say, It's
It
easy
is.
to.
It is. It is.
I think he's talking about in general, government agencies,
Yes,
and not that
definitely.
particular one, but just happened that was easy to come out and say DMV,
Thank
right?
you, Andretti. You are a saint.
Like, oh God. It's like, listen, I know my sticker legit says 11, and you just, oh, hey, DMV, DMV,
Like
DMV.
if this Adamo dude say if he say DMV one more time, I delete any song. I delete any song.
Oh my gosh. The senators can hold commissioners slash governor accountable when they go before the legislature
That's a fact.
for the condition of the roads.
That's a fact.
But that's the problem though. We're not going to the senators. We're not going to the administration. We just cussing.
But honestly, right, they don't talk about that a lot, And like they don't say like they're gonna have like they're gonna fix it or whatever, but it just never happen. But they don't talk about the roads a lot in the legislature, a lot. So I guess it's whatever they have to go through or whatever is who that drag the foot, but
I don't know about I don't.
Defend the job. Defend the job.
But like, you think I ain't gonna make up
Hey, but hey, y'all don't feel like you're speaking to a wall sometime when it comes to these things, like topics like WAPA, road, just
Wapa for sure, Mr.
Yeah.
like I feel like every Monday morning, if ain't got some rugudu on Facebook, we talking about WAPA and the roads. I feel like that's like our default topic that we have to take because it's so long. It's so long. I dodging the same patrols from since junior high. Yeah, Jack.
And then like St. John one road.
Fish Fry Road.
Like at least St. Thomas you could go, you could go back road. We don't have back road. We have one. Just one.
But St. Thomas can't talk because they got fancy waterfront thing, no boy.
Now only so big.
It's something though. It's something. But we just got our little country stretch paid. So we're making progress. So I'm gonna be thankful for that. That's something else that I'm thankful for, even though I don't live out it.
Yeah.
But well guys, this conversation has been amazing. I want to thank you guys again for your time and your vulnerability and just being real and talking. I appreciate it. I'm gonna let you guys say one last thing and then we're gonna say a quick prayer, and until next month, same time, same place, let we talk.
Okay, I guess I will go first. I want to thank you and Society 34 for having me. I'm gonna post my new EP in the comments too, so everybody could check out my new Christmas EP. And I want to thank everybody else on the live too. It's beast. Keep it up.
Well, since I entertainer went first, I could go. I gonna follow him. I really, from the bottom of my heart, I want to let you guys know that I am so appreciative of what y'all do. I know it's, for me, I put out a song, I get the praise and the love and the joy, and it's a quick return. And I know for a lot of you guys in realty and nonprofits and stuff, it takes a while for you to get that, that joy back and that motivation. And I feel like that makes you bigger of a celebrity than me in every aspect of the world. You see what I'm saying? Because what y'all are doing is you're motivating yourself every day. You're not relying on the community to praise you and tell you how great you are, and I just really appreciate y'all for what you're doing, man, because sending people off to college and sitting down and spending time with these young minds and just doing what you're doing at your age is phenomenal to me, and I really respect, and I just want y'all to know that I really respect what it is I'm doing, man.
Awesome. Thank you. Reina?
Well, go ahead.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
Reina could go. Go ahead.
I just wanted to, before I start to thank, I just wanted to say one more thing to piggyback off of what Adam said earlier. There are two problems in the Virgin Islands: accountability and enforcement. Two main problems. We get them two things fixed, we're gonna be in a better, we'll be in a better place because we have laws in place, but we have to have people to enforce those laws.
Fact.
We hold the people who not enforcing the laws accountable. So is that's what it comes down to. But thank you, Society 340 for this. I had a awesome job. I'm not really a talker like that.
Yeah,
So
you barely talk tonight, so know you're gonna be on our next episode.
it's like
Wow.
new thing for me.
You
I
are
don't
fire.
know, I don't know Adam personally. I know that you had a brother who used to play sports, so I know who you are, and you're the sing. So of course I know you. So
Respect.
nice meeting you, Andretti. I don't know you at all, but you got a nice little book that we need to talk about when we come up live. Tafarai, you don't know how proud I am of this man. Like we had class together. I remember when he buy this bass guitar, and all he could talk about in class was this bass guitar that he buy when he was in. He had to been in 10th grade because I think I was in 12th at the time.
10 good.
And all he used to do is talk about this bass guitar. And I swear he had lived by the band room because it was just, and now to see him as a father, as an accomplished musician, it's just
Jack of all trades.
like I feel like so proud of him. He's not out there being a bad person in society. He actually took that bass guitar and made a extra career out of it, and I'm so proud of you. I don't see you at all to tell you that I'm proud of you, but I'm telling you now that I'm very proud of you and what you're doing, and keep up the good work. And I'll share the EP. Tafarai also used to play basketball a little bit, so yeah, big him up a little bit, but yeah. And Dior, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for inviting me, getting me a little bit out of my comfort zone because I don't really like to talk. So thank you, man. And anytime
Being part of it.
advice about what we were talking about earlier with stocks, I trying to get a group together of real like-minded individuals that are serious about learning and growing and that kind of thing, and having like a actual like group and talking, and so just let me know.
Okay, everybody here now. Oh, and a lot of people in the Brittany Bryn Robinson said, I'm very proud of you, Reina, in the comments. Just wanted to shout that out. And then for all the listeners, I pinned all of the Tafarai, Reina and Andretti, the book, the EP, and the YouTube video. It's all pinned in the comments.
Okay.
And then
Follow Live Wire Sports on Facebook, please, people. Everybody that are watching everything, follow Live Wire Sports on Facebook. Live Wire Sports is one word. Follow, please,
let me
please.
put it in the
Hey, I is a kickball beast now. If I want to recruit me, just let me know now. Benny didn't know about me.
oh wait, so okay, Andre. Oh wait, no. Wait, Reina, what? Why I ain't finding it?
I don't think you could pin more than one comment. Once you pin one
No, I
comment,
ain't pinning it. I trying to tag you in the at you. I mean, spell it.
oh, Live Wire Sports, LIVEWIRE Sports. It ain't come up, no?
Let me see if it comes for me.
Boom.
The profile picture is Black Lives Matter.
I got you. So it is in the comments. So you guys go follow.
Yes.
Follow.
Brittany and it boy.
Okay,
Brittany
okay,
don't play.
all right, VIP Brittany. Gee. Andretti.
Yep. So I'll just like to thank you, 340 Society, Dior, and everyone for having me on the platform once again. It was fun. I was in my little shy stage at the beginning for the first one, but Reina, you'll be able to come on the next time I feel like a pro and do everything, you know, you're supposed to do and not be too scared. So yeah, thank you so much, Dio, for having me.
Thank you.
And
Thank
hopefully we could change things and
Yeah.
have a platform for our kids growing up.
Definitely. I have to forgive me. I knew it was supposed to be ending, but the only thing that I missed was I didn't get like the backstory. Reina had touched on Tafarai getting his first guitar in when 10th grade. So you could just do a little piece, Adam.
First one, but he was excited about it. So he would have to let you know if it was his first one, but he could not stop talking about it.
So just real quickly, just because I think those stories and that vulnerability, it inspires other people. So just real quick, and then Adam is like Reina was saying, um, I know you true Danny them and Swank them, but it's so good to see you outside of musician. It's good to talk to you and see you just as Adam. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, man.
we
It's a
really
blessing.
appreciate that. Same and with same at Tafa, I didn't know you were this quiet. You just was
Yeah,
like quiet.
he's a quiet guy for sure.
He's a dead man. But it's really good to see you guys outside of music and just see you guys for you, So yeah, so before we go, just give us a little snippet of how you guys started, and what brought you guys to where you are now. And then we're gonna say a little prayer and then we're gonna be done. I promise.
Okay, well, like Lavina was saying, I used to play basketball like when I was younger. So like I remember every summer, Lavina, his name is Mr. Taylor from out Ken. So
Yeah.
Taylor, right? Yeah, we used to go like I think or Texas every summer to play basketball. And I'd get a C in my math class. And my mother like really strict when it comes to school and so. So she said, you ain't going to States this year to play basketball, you're going in band camp. So I was on class already now. So she put me in band camp now with Miss Francis and so. So the first day I camp now, I was outside sitting on the stairs and so everybody done gone inside, but I upset the check. So I acting rude. Miss Francis come outside, she say, what you want to play? So I say, honestly, I don't want to play nothing, I want to play basketball. So she say, nobody signed up for bass guitar yet, so I'm gonna just teach you how to play bass guitar. And that's how I learned to play bass guitar. And like the people that were in summer school, when summer school finished, they used to pass by the band room and just come in and say, yeah, play a little jam man thing or something. So I like play it and everybody going sick. So I like, wow, people really like this thing. And I just stick with it. And like Larina say, like when school had started back the following year, I buy a bass guitar and like nobody couldn't tell me nothing after that. I get my own bass guitar, check me. So I was straight after that. So that's how I started playing music. So I'm always thankful to my mother for being so strict, thankful to Miss Francis, and thankful to the camp that nobody picked bass guitar, so I could have learned it.
That's really good. That's an interesting, that's an inspiring story too. Yeah, good, and as well it shows your versatility. You know what I mean? So that's awesome. What about you, Adam?
My story a little long, but I'm gonna make it short. Okay, so so I always been into music, as like I used to play drums in the church. I don't know what happened over the years, but I can't play drums now. I believe it's just like a muscle memory thing. If I lose the muscle memory over the case. Anyway, so I was playing drums in the church, and then when we used to do a little choir practice, the singers wouldn't come. The musicians alone would play. So while we playing, I would sing while I drumming. So I drumming, and then the choir director like, but wait, you could sing, man. I was like, I guess. So come out of the church, get a little older now, and I start basically imitating Jamie Foxx, because Jamie Foxx was like my idol as like a comedian actor. I'd actually want to be an actor, to be honest. And Jamie Foxx and Will Smith are like my idols, you check. And I used to imitate Jamie Foxx a lot, like his little things, his little jingles and stuff he used to sing. And different songs I would hear, I would just imitate them. And then people would be like, but wait, this boy could sing. So I had a girlfriend in high school, and she was like, you always singing in your nose, you can't sing. And I'm like, what? I can't sing. So I started rapping. I was trash. I suck at rapping. Oh my God, I was terrible. I'm glad none of them records out for her to even YouTube them right now because man, I was terrible, right? So fast forward now, I went to a wedding and a good friend of mine, she asked me to do what I was doing back then was basically singing covers. So she asked me to sing at her wedding at the reception. So I sing at her wedding, and lo and behold, Daddy Jones is in the crowd. But I don't know Daddy Jones in the crowd. I just singing my little light skin heart away, right? Boom.
Hey, I
I'm
remember you
like,
telling me that story there. Go ahead, go ahead.
yeah. So I come off the stage, boom, bam, bam, I'm back in the mingle, I'm back in the crowd. And then Jones come up to me, and Jones, you can ask tough. He's a man of very few words. He don't really say much. You're like, yo, the man, you bad man. I got a rhythm for you. Check me tomorrow. And that was it. That was it. That was it. Not
That
no
quick.
good job. Not no why you should do better. Nothing. He said, check me tomorrow.
That quick.
Check the man the next day. And that was my first soca song that I had actually recorded. And it was called Sweet Love. And that was on the same rhythm for Tian Winters. Let me roam, yeah. So mine was come down to my garden, baby. I want to give you some of my sweet love. That was my tune, right?
I gotta go look up that tune.
You know that
My
shoot.
tune went clear and sync, Croy. Son, it's a hot thing now. Nobody can tell me nothing, boy. I a soca mad. Hey.
Wow.
So I in the military. So in the military, can't really do music full time. And this song buzzing in St. Croix. But ever since that day, it's like every day I wake up, I have to keep doing music. Like I just so obsessed with this thing called soca music. I want to do it more and more and more and more. And it just evolved. Me and my brother then was in Atlanta, and we formed the Cool Breeze band. We did really, really well with that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
We got a few songs out there that I'm sure people do. Parents don't really like the songs, but everybody else like the songs. You know what I'm saying? And then the band, everybody just kind of had grow into being an adult, really. Couple man get babies and things like that, and they couldn't come to the gigs and whatever. So we dismantled the band. I went full time as an artist, and then here's Adamo. So that's the long and short of it. That's kind of my little journey to being Adamo right now. Yeah.
That's good to see that we all had somebody there to push us, to motivate us to do what we are doing right now, the careers that we.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it'll be the people that you don't expect sometimes too, man. And that's the beauty of it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But now you and Tafarai, I have to make sure that you pass that on though. You know what I mean? You have to make sure that you are, I mean, you can make sure that you are the pumper for somebody. As a fire, you can make sure that you're using Miss Francis for somebody.
For sure, for sure.
And so that's what we're here for. So all right, man. I am so thankful for you guys. We've been talking a little minute now. So I'm gonna say a quick prayer until next time. Thank you guys so much. And I don't mind the fire me for getting I because I put this thing together to put
We got you, man.
the table kind of forefront, like
For
for
sure.
real. So we'll talk more about it on the next way we talk. Bow your heads, close your eyes. Dear Lord, thank you so much for bringing us together. Thank you for this blessed conversation and all the things that will come from it. Thank you for a better tomorrow and a better day after that. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
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 You guys, until next time, bless up by yourselves.
All right, see
Yes,
you
sir.
later.
All right.
Bless.